in the culture. You know, it's almost November. What do we have local elections and things coming up, guys?
We do.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's very important. I want to. I mean, does the vote count? Do black voters matter? Does the black vote count?
Yes.
What about at a higher scale? When we're talking nationally, is the black vote owned? Can we say that they own our vote? Can we say that they use our vote and throw us away? I want to talk about each rung, each level, and the importance of the black vote. So, guys, who wants to start out? Is the black vote important?
Yes, the black vote is very important. Okay.
They want to try so hard to get it.
So one thing I think with black people, we care about, we care too much about who likes us. Politics is about who you can get to do what the hell you want to do for you. Yeah. All right. So if you look at the Civil Rights Bill, okay, that got us civil rights so people can't spit on us and treat us like shit out in the open. Lyndon B. Johnson called it the nigger bill. He was a racist guy from Texas, but who gives a shit? All right. He pushed it because there's a political pressure by us on him to do it. We worry about, but he's racist. Ooh, we can't mess with him. It matters about who's going to do what your agenda. A lot of times we've gotten lazy and we don't like push that enough now. So yeah, they take our vote for granted, but that's on us. That's on us. We got to push the agenda to force them to do what we want them to do.
And this is kind of question. Shouldn't the question be, what do we do after we vote to make sure that our person that we voted for follows through with what they said they were doing? I think sometimes this is just me. Yes, I think the vote counts, but I think the follow through also is on us. You know, like we vote and we're like, yep, all right, he's doing it. Well, I don't see you doing it. So I need to speak up.
Exactly. And that's what I'm asking. And that's what I'm asking. Has there been anyone in office who has done anything for black people? Has there, besides, I mean, of course, locally, of course, we live in local towns. Has there ever been anyone in office that has ever done anything for black people?
You mean ever?
Ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. KTZ was trying to say something. Sorry.
I think the black vote matters tremendously. And I agree with Black Pearl about the follow through. That's why we preach a lot about civic engagement on our show, as far as being connected in your community to hold your elected officials accountable.
Okay. Community, yes.
To me, it's like, whatever. You do the work locally. You have to do the work locally. So you have to vote and start locally so that it expands. And I think that the national vote for president is so kind of vague to me because nobody has done something specifically for black people.
Reparations isn't going to happen. I wish black people would cut that.
It's not. But
hold on, guys. Let her finish. Let her finish.
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
All the legislation includes another group. Like it includes the working poor and immigrants or women and children. Like it's always grouped in with other causes. It's nothing. It's not been specifically addressed. To me, legislation should be addressed for the specific institution of African American slavery in United States. Period.
Absolutely.
You on fire, KTZ. You on fire. Absolutely. Somebody got that church fan. I need to. Hey, woo, you on fire, girl. Hey, look, somebody fan.
We just need to pass the plate. She could stay on fire. Pass the plate.
Facebook user says black people only vote Democrats. The Democrats are taking advantage. Can we agree with it? I mean,
so you are generalizing a lot. Good.
Hold on. So we can't just throw that statement in the trash because I remember as a black man in the South,
these are really semantically incorrect statements.
But I can remember people just handing me Democratic sheets and just say check everything to say Democrat.
So here's the thing. Here's where I was going to speak to.
Oh my goodness.
So to piggyback off of Mr. Chocolate's statement earlier, before this comment even came up, I wanted to say, yes, as Mr. Chocolate said, black vote does matter. And I'm not even going to make it just a black vote. I'm going to say voting, period. Okay, I know what we're speaking on, but what I'm saying is voting does matter. And I really need people, all humans that's able to vote, to go out and vote, because it truly does make a difference, specifically at your local levels. Okay. At your local and your state level, it absolutely makes a difference. Now, when we start talking about the national level, get a little tricky, because then we got the electoral votes, and Mr. Chocolate can explain that a whole lot better than me, probably, because I that's kind of confusing to me. But when it comes down to actual voting, yes, indeed, it does matter. And I'm not going to get into whether or not you vote Democrat or Republican, because at the end of the day, I just need you to go vote. And again, piggybacking off of what has been said by our panelists this evening, focus on what that candidate's agenda is. Go do your homework and understand what they have, what have they been advocating for. Go see what bills they have been pushing before you go out and vote. Yes, absolutely.
People are freaking lazy. People are so intellectually lazy. They think the president's their daddy. If the gas is high, it's the president's fault. He sucks. They don't learn civics. They don't learn the market. They're freaking lazy asses. Look, go research your candidates and find out what's your interest. I done
got chocolate started.
Now, when we talk about Democrats and black people, all right, a lot of people don't understand why. Do we know why most black people vote Democrat? Okay, do we know why? All right, so going back to civil rights, do you know back in the day you could have a hunting license to hunt black people? You asked what laws would help black people. All right, that was a law that helped us. They used to hunt us like animals. You can buy it on eBay. They're licensed like in Louisiana. They could hunt black people. You could hang a black person, have picnic under them, set them on fire. They don't do that now. Okay, so when people disrespect those that came before us, that fought for us, like nothing's changed. Bullshit. Do you know how hell it was being black back then? We're spoiled, entitled black people because we got all these rights. We got all these things we can do. They went through hell, and then we're going to say, nothing's changed. Woo, woo, woo. When you can get your black ass up and do almost anything you want to, really, in this country, honestly, you can. Don't be a victim. Okay, stop complaining and respect the people that came before you that went through hell.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the statement.
And also, again, I'm gonna go with you, Mr. Chocolate. When I used to be a middle school teacher, I used to tell my kids, y'all have to understand that our right to vote has to be reauthorized. It's not a given. Yeah. Take your I was trying to instill in them years ago.
Early voting tomorrow, y'all. Vote. Sorry about that.
There's a Facebook user. We gotta go do a history lesson.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, it is important for everybody to go out here and vote, and specifically the black vote, because every so many years that the voting bill comes up, and if the powers that be decide we don't have the right to vote because they already manipulating stuff as is, right? If they make a decision when that time comes back around and we don't go out and use our voice, then we're going to lose the right to vote. So guess what's going to happen? We're going to fall right back into not only a mental or a material slavery that we are bound under, but then we're going to go right back to true slavery where we are truly owned. Go ahead.
But I think what the issue is, if y'all realize it or not, is that voting has not become an honor that we did not have before, that we need to value and follow up. It's like a fad. Oh, it's November 8th, time to vote. But what about the after? What about the before? It's just, that's when all of a sudden the famous people go out and vote. Go out and vote. What about November 9th and 10th and 11th and January 2nd? What about when we're like, wait a minute, you said you was going to do that. We need to come back together and go, where did our vote go? Where's Biden? Where's all the stuff Biden promised us?
Exactly.
Follow up.
And that's what I'm saying. Hold on, Mr. Chocolate, because I'm reiterating what you said. You were like, black people are lazy and we don't. I understand what you're saying. We did come from a long way. People did die for those rights for us to vote. But when we are so disrespected, I'm gonna say something like, and I'm not gonna use the word. There are certain communities and stuff like that. If you use a certain word right now, that word almost seems like it's non-existent. It's a word that we used to use. It started with an F. I'm not gonna say it because you get what I'm saying. If the laws are put in place now, if you use that word, your career is over. This show would be shut down. This show they would say you cannot go on the Good Guy Experience anymore for 20 years. But I can sit up here and say nigga. I can sit up here and disrespect black people all day, and my show will run smooth, clean all day, every day. So it's not that black people aren't fortunate and thankful for those that came before us, but how are you putting every other group besides us in the forefront? How are you doing that? And I think that's why black people are so frustrated.
Can we take back the narrative though? Can we take back the narrative on that with the culture shift? Yes. Like when we talk about misappropriating the culture, because we talked about this before. Nigga mean ignorant. And that's
right.
Everybody's color.
Yeah, right. But we know what it means now. Like word meaning of words change.
Nothing to do with color.
Nothing to do with color. Not a daggone thing. But the narrative says it has to do with us.
Yeah, but the swastika was a Buddhist symbol, but it's over. It's not going back to that. It would be nice, but we gotta live in a world that is not the world we wish to be sometimes.
Should we be using the N-word?
Kind of what Kanye West was talking about with the control of the media. That's why he did that shit for shock value with the White Lives Matter shirt. Wake up. It's like if you don't get to dictate to me what this means. So that's what it means by taking it back and standing. That's called speaking truth to power.
Okay, I mean, hey, look, as far as that goes, I'm good with it. If you, I don't say it just because my perspective. I don't say it. I don't trip when other people saying it, but I get weird when other people say it a lot, and then when a white person around you and says it, you know.
Right, I gotta agree with Ty on that one. I mean, look, no, I'm not perfect. Sometimes it'll slip out. If I'm very excited, I'm around the boys. I had a few, it will slip out. But I'm not a fan of us using it so much, and I mean, because of no matter where it came from, it was used during a time where we were at our lowest, and it was used to degrade and demean us. So if we're going to use it to each other, and then somebody of a different color comes up and says it, then it's like, hold up, bro, you can't use that. What are we saying? What are we saying to each other? What are we saying to each other?
It's being used now for the purpose of making money. It's a commercialized word.
Girl, I thought you was gonna say you gonna put an A on the end of it. I was gonna mute you. Like, don't you use that bullshit in here? Don't you?
No, love. It's a commercialized word now, and so that is why. And again, this is my opinion. In my opinion, this is why we as Black people. And for those of y'all that's out there in Facebook world that don't realize I'm a Black woman, yes, I am. I was born with albinism, but I'm Black. Let's keep it moving. So that's your education for tonight. So moving forward. So what I'm saying is that, like I say, it has been taking, the narrative has been taken out of context, revamped for the purpose of being able to be marketed and commercialized so that various individuals, from music all the way through other media, movies and everything else, they can make money off of it. And if we stop and think about it, and this is slightly off, but think about how many times you hear the word GD. Mm-hmm. That was the ultimate cuss word. Like growing up, that was a straight. You don't ever say GD. Ever. And now everybody's like, God, everybody's saying it. And I'm like, well, not everybody, but you understand what I'm saying. It's a popularized word. So, and it goes into, again, what we're talking about. And to me, this is where education amongst our young specifically and re-education of our older population needs to happen. Because somewhere between A and C, we ain't even got the Z. Somewhere between A and C, things got lost, and a lot of people now don't care. It's like fair game until a person of non-melanin says the N-word, and then it's an issue.
And then we look like this.
Yeah, but is it an issue? White. Oh my God. But is it an issue because, since you said our young folks, is it an issue because they really think it's bad, or it still goes as part of the narrative?
No, it's part of their narrative. Everything is everything now. You know.
So it's like one of my students, they say it so much they can't control themselves with it.
Yep.
And it's become a thing where it's undisciplined. It's a time and place to speak certain ways, and they say it so fluid, they don't realize it. And I'm like, that's not gonna be good in life. You can be at your job saying it. It's not appropriate at your job. It's not appropriate in the business meeting. And so it's an undisciplined word spoken by undisciplined people, in my opinion, a lot of times.
Come on with it.
So one of my students, I'm asking, why'd you say that? He's like, cause I'm a nigger. And to me, it hit me. It's like they think they're niggers. Like in their soul, the young kids do talk
in
to
their soul. Say that again.
They think they're niggers, less than. They think they feel it, they think it, and we're perpetuating it. And we're taking the word. We ain't taking the word back. We're taking ourselves back to the word.
Hello, thank you. Absolutely.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. Because we could. That's another one that we could talk on forever. I do want to squeeze this one last topic in here about the culture.
I'm sorry.
Interracial dating. Interracial dating.
Get him, Umar.
When we
wait, you gotta let KTZ go first.
KTZ. He's watching before you respond. He's watching
Come
you.
to the mic. Come to the mic.
Before you respond, he's watching you.
Come to the mic, girl. Come on.
Go ahead.
The beat is starting. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh my God. I do not discriminate myself. However, like I do think that there is there's a level of respect. Like love is love. Love who you want to love. If I am being treated the way I want to be treated, that's what matters to me the most.
Fantastic.
Okay.
You go first. Now, for the cultural side.
For the cultural, listen. No, I didn't disagree with interracial either. I mean, I have myself, but I get what you're saying.
Preach, Miss Branch.
Miss
Branch.
Go ahead, continue.
Okay, so when I met Tonio, he was a Caesar person. He had a faithful appointment with the barber. And now he is growing his locks, and white folk can grow locks.
And she said that with a smile. She said
it with a smile.
And she is staring right in the. She stood on that. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I cannot oppose interracial
white women with black men. It just moves me, and that's a culture in our local environment. You will see white women with black men around, and it does something to me.
So do you feel that maybe black men have a preference for white women? Do you feel that black men have a preference for white women? Because I do. For the record, first, wait. My family is very all over the place. We got German people, got Filipino. That's that. But I'm asking, do you feel that nowadays? I'm playing devil's advocate now. Do you feel nowadays men are like, I don't want to deal with that black attitude. I'm going over to a brown sister or a white sister because I can't deal with the expectations or the angry black woman. I'm doing this. I'm just asking. I'm asking y'all.
Me personally,
He's watching you, twin.
I have in my younger years, I've had experience with, and I'd rather have a.
Well, take that picture down.
And the only reason I said it because sisters have curves. Sisters have real curves.
Okay.
And
Body yada yada
Yeah,
yada
you know
yada
what I
yada
mean?
yada yada.
And when I say I know this to be true that Black women are magnificent when it comes to their appeal and physique, because if not, then why was white men sneaking behind their wives to be with Black women in the quarters? And why if black was so dirty and so nasty, why would white men have sex with Black?
And they were addicted, baby. They were addicted.
Their bodies were so captivating and I know this because you see it now. Very different from white women. And I'm gonna be honest. White women, in order to have, I only seen a few white women with ass, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm an ass man, okay? Ass man.
Now.
And a lot of white women,
it's already out there. Just say it.
If white women have ass, they pay for it, or they really.
It's not the same though. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not. I mean, it'll be big. It's just not the same.
Look,
it's not the same. You stop it.
Look, I'm going with my Nubian queens for 5,000.
It's not. Listen, it's just okay. So I want to agree with you, right? Because of course the men are going to agree with you on this panel. There is something so magical about a Black woman.
Yeah.
And then it's not just the curves of her body. It is the curves of her heart, the curves of her mind, yo. Do you understand the being deaf? Like, Black men go through a lot, but then to have a Black woman come and be there for, do you understand? She can be the educator, the mother. And I'm not saying white women can't, but there is something different about a Black woman. And I think that's why our DNA is made up. The only DNA that has everybody else's DNA in it, because we are the beginning, and you goddamn, I know you said don't say that word, better believe we are the end. Period. That is us. I'm sorry.
One more thing. Now, as for, I'm gonna be honest with you, KJ. I remember one time we was talking about like nagging. Like when it comes to, it's not an issue of nagging, because if you are a alpha male, you have a moment where you check that, and after you check that, it gets silent, and after it gets silent, then eventually y'all get back.
Mm-hmm.
It just,
I do want to say this. This is way before I was married. Of course, I always got to start off with that. I did date. I went through that, and I'm not, like I said, I always come on here and I want to tell the truth. There was a stage when I was in college, and my dating life wasn't going so well. So I went through a stage where I'm like, hey, look, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go over here and see what this has to offer. And I did date. Well, pull up the Dr. Umar picture, but I did date woman that was not Black. First, before I start this story, let me just say, nowadays I believe in energy. I believe in two people and their energy. What is your energy? How is your presence? I don't believe in so much of a skin color versus a presence. However, I am married to a beautiful Black woman. But what I am going to say is this: when I was dating that woman, she was cool and stuff like that. But as to what you said, Black Pearl, when we were going to go out and stuff like that, there were certain things that she just didn't understand that a Black woman to me would understand. Like, we know, look, if we went out, we were going out, we were just chilling, and something was about to happen. All I got to do is look at you, you look at me, and we know what that means. We know either, hey, get the hell out. Absolutely. We know without speaking. It's just that soul connect we got. We didn't have that. What's going on? I'm like, you better stop asking damn questions and follow me. Let's go. I mean, it's just.
I got exactly. I got a question about that point. Now, is that racial or cultural?
What do you mean?
I'm just asking. Is that racial?
That's a good point.
More racial or cultural?
That's a very good.
Probably a little of both.
A lot of times we mix the two up. Some things are just cultural, and something, because I don't think a person just being Black, you have that will. There's some Black people I've met, and I'm like, what in the hell?
Right. Like, so let me reiterate that. I'm not speaking against interracial relationships. I believe in the energy of a person. If you meet somebody, because you got some You got some black people who are devils, and and their energy is devilistic. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But I just believe in the
it's
energy.
not many people, and it's not many men that can say that they have encountered a good. See, I put that first. Black woman that hasn't made a lasting impression, impact, and there's not many. Now, a bad one, that's different. But again, like I said, there's something magical about a black woman, and you can't replace it. You can't replace it scientifically, you can't replace it emotionally, and you can't replace it mentally. And y'all could try, but it's not gonna happen. It's just not.
Period, Pooh.
Hey, who's in YouTube and Twitch posting the StreamYard?
Man, how's that happening?
Somebody giving us our own StreamYard. Are you saying that we should tune into our own show?
Run DNC. Look at the time. Run DNC.
I see it. So look, guys, I want to thank everybody on the panel for coming. I definitely enjoyed. I mean, there were times where I didn't even want to host. I was sitting back listening to the intelligent conversation. When you bring excellence together, this is what happens. Hopefully, this will not be the last time. Hopefully, we can do it again. Mo JT, please don't think I forgot you. Northampton Junior Jags did defeat the Weldon Chargers, and a butt whooping is coming for your high school as well. But for final thoughts, guys, Roy Rain, what's on you?
Be civically responsible.
All right, Mr. Tyrone, is on you. We only got 20 seconds.
Yeah, hey, don't be lazy.
The Twin Radio, final thoughts is on you.
Love, LOVE.
All right. Black Pearl, bring us home.
You can't go wrong when you vote black.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of something quick, guys.
Controversy.
Hey,
Actually, you can go wrong.
I don't mean wait. I don't mean political vote, guys. I just mean
okay.
Before we get up out of here and vote y'all asses over to YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, we up out of here.
Early voting tomorrow, guys.
It's always good, guys.
Early voting tomorrow.